Welcome back to our video series on creating a COVID-19 data analyzer. So in this video, we're going to load up the data that we downloaded and make sure that we know how to access it. So I'm just starting off. I've deleted everything in my covid.py. On a side note, I hope that you enjoyed the video on 3 brown, 1 blue, whatever it's called. Keep in mind, I watched that video back on March 7th, so like 2 weeks ago. Our perspectives have changed just a little bit since then, but still an interesting video. Maybe a little bit scarier now, but still. So yeah, we're gonna load in our data. Now remember, our data here is in a CSV file format. And so we saw before the break that we can just import CSV. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a variable to store the file name in. I'm just going to say file name, and it's going to be a string. So I just come over here and I'm going to right click on the file name and choose copy relative path, and then paste that here. Paste. So that way, if I change the file name, I can just go up to here and change that. In fact, I'm going to make that a constant. I'm just going to say file name. All right. CSV file name. There we go. Cool. So now we're going to say with open, and I'm going to do CSV file name as file. So what this with open does is it essentially opens up the CSV file and gets a file object. And then when the program closes, it automatically closes, so we don't accidentally corrupt the data. So that's what's happening there. So with that open, because file is a CSV file, we can use one of the functions in the CSV library. So I'm going to make a variable I'm going to call reader equals CSV.reader. And that's going to be, I'm going to pass in that file. Now remember, file here is just it's a file object. And so now we can, reader is going to let us iterate through this CSV file essentially. So I can say for line in reader, print line. Okay, so I'm going to open up the terminal, or I can press F1, run terminal. I want to point something out though. Notice that this has venv. Make sure that yours also says venv for a virtual environment. Yeah, and I know that there were some issues with this in class. So if you're having difficulty with this, we may have to ask Jacob, Olgin, and or David Aller to help out. They've already kind of had to figure out how to do this. So if you're having problems, we can definitely reach out to them. That's what Discord is for. So right now we can see we have all of our data. But we're going to focus, for now anyway, we're going to focus on US data. And so if we look back at our CSV file, we can see that the thing in index 0 of this list is the state or the province, and the thing in index 1 is the country or the region. So let's just focus for now on the US stuff. So I'm going to say if, and because each of these lines is actually getting output as a list, we can access the thing at index 1. So if the thing at index 1 in the line is US, then print the line. And so come down here, press up arrow, enter. And so now we can see that the only things that are printing are US. Now there's a bunch of states. In fact, even more than states, there's cities within those states. And so we need a way to kind of condense all of these, there's a whole bunch of things from the US. We want to condense them into like one number. So that'll be saved for the next video. So that's actually the end of this video. We have our CSV file getting read in, and we can access each line one at a time. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.